What's happening, guys? How you doing? Well, you probably thought you were getting off a little easy. It's like, hey man, it's getting late in Detroit. It's about 10:38 here in Detroit, Michigan. Maybe he's not going to come on after all. Wrong. So that being said, how's everyone doing? I'm Manny Vitale, host of My Fight Our War, co-host of Music and Mayhem with Skylar Ray, and also messing with Manny Vitale, and just hanging out here with. Let's see if she'll come up here and say hi. Susie the Wonder Dog. There she is. Right now, she is playing with her um, my old earbuds that she decided to turn into her own toy. And someone told me once, sent me a meme. It said, "Dogs have owners, cats have servants." Yes, I get it. I get it. But I actually just got home a little bit ago. This week, leading up to tomorrow, leading up to Easter Sunday, I I really enjoy spending it with my mom and family. And tonight we had the Easter Vigil Mass, the candlelight Mass, and just absolutely gorgeous. Um, Turn the lights down. Everyone gets a candle. They get the choirs there, beautiful singing. Just a great night, man. And I got to spend it with, my mom and my friends from church, my family from church, and it was very enjoyable. And it was nice, man. There's times where uh, I'll be sitting there and just listen to the words, and sometimes something will catch me. Um, I swear, it's just like I feel like they're just pointing at me, saying, "This is for you, Manny. We're talking to you." And they're so poignant that just like, okay, or it might be something that may be happening in my life, and it just all of a sudden something will pop in my head, and it's like so much clearer. And just love doing it, man. And it was really nice tonight. We were just talking about basically getting along, and the shape that our world's in today. And just look around. Doesn't take long. Just turn the news on, man. You turn on the news. What do you see? You see violence. You see all this anger and hatred, man. It doesn't matter. I mean, what, 5 minutes, and you're going to catch whatever news story comes on. It's going to be someone hating on this person for whatever reason, and everyone's right, and no one's ever wrong. And it's just sad. It really is sad that to try to make a point, it comes at the expense of hurting others. Why? Why? You um, for all of us here, at not just My Fight Our War, but for all of us who are in recovery, for all of us who may have podcasts and host shows, for all of us who are parts of all these amazing families and are telling our own stories of recovery, and for all those who are sharing their stories with others to help them. Beautiful thing, man. And it really is. But, you got to take a step back and look at the big picture. Because I remember when I first started doing this, I was very, very fortunate. And I had a couple of people kind of watch out for me, man. I was the new guy. I still, compared to some people who have been in this for quite a while, am the new guy. I mean, at My Fight Our War, we've been around since January the 9th, 2023. This past January 20, this past January 9th, we celebrated our second year anniversary. And, but as far as this goes, the podcasting, the videos, the shows, the lives, the studio, it's been a year, and still figuring it out. But, when I first jumped into this, I was thinking, man, all of this love and support that everyone's giving, it's just so cool. But I mean, don't get me wrong, man. I mean, just like the old saying goes, don't bullshit us, man. You can't lie to an addict because we'll call your ass out every time. But I was so full of piss and vinegar when I first started doing this. I wanted to believe everything that the people that were jumping on, messaging me and all that were exactly what they said. And it's no different in everyday life. Things aren't what they seem. You just have to watch your ass. That's all. And this is no different. It didn't take me long at all to find out, everyone's not what they seem or who they seem to be or what they claim to be. But that's all right. That's not what I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on my fight or war. I'm focusing on our amazing people who are part of our family and who are more worried, about other people of themselves than anything else. I could care, when it comes to some people, you'll hear, I've got this many followers, I've got this many likes, I've got this many this and that and everything else. It all stems around how popular, they want to be. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Believe me, everybody wants to be good at what they do and they want to be recognized for when they're doing something in a positive way. Of course you do. So please don't take this the wrong way. I'm not dissing anybody at all. I'm just saying for me, that's not my primary goal here. Look, do I want to be successful? Hell yeah. Do I want to be, the best at what I'm doing? Hell yeah. Why wouldn't I? Why would any of us do something, set out to start doing something and, not to be the best they can be at it? It just makes no sense. If you start doing anything, everyone, well, after yesterday, my hockey, playing hockey. And it depends what you want out of it. Like for me, I loved playing hockey as a kid. And I knew that was something, that was my calling, man. I was going to put everything into it. And I remember seeing what these other people put into it and what they had to do to get to the higher levels, to get picked by the travel teams, and the work and the practice and the devotion that you have to do to be among the best. And if you didn't want to put all that into it, nothing wrong with that. If you wanted to play just to, as more of a hobby and as a sport, there's nothing wrong with that. They've got leagues that are house leagues that are for players who aren't as good as the higher levels. Just like in anything, you got the travel teams, same thing. But I've always been the type of person, when I set out to do something, I want to put everything into it, and I want to be the best that I can be. And this is no different. Am I? Hell no. I got a long way to go, man. Like I said, I just started doing this shit as far as the actual shows and podcasts a year ago. And a lot to learn, mainly like a lot of the IT stuff. Distributing the content is my main thing, but that's being worked on. The thing that I really appreciate and love to do is this, and that's talk. More so when there's a guest, but those of you who have been watching me for a bit know that I have no problem sitting here yapping away to myself. And my wonder dog, Susie, just to share my story, man, to say how I feel. That's one benefit of having your own studio and your own podcast. You know what? It's 10:47 here in Detroit, Michigan. What am I going to do? Let's see. I could have some ice cream, kick back with my feet up, watch some TV, or I could go in the studio. Here I am. And, that's something that I originally thought was just going to be a little hobby. Maybe do one of these once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, have someone come in just as a hobby, until I found out exactly just how freaking cool it is. And, for me, shit, when I've said before, I remember years ago having to get up in front of just a few friends at work and just do a little simple in-service. And as soon as I got up and I had to go stand in front of the room and demonstrate and do like this in service in front of, I think there's like 4 or 5 guys that I've known. As soon as I turned around and I saw that I was like in front and doing this presentation, it was the first time I had to do anything like that. And I hated it. I started hyperventilating, man. I just got nervous. I just got anxious. It was like anxiety. And I was like, there is no, Sheila, how are you, Sheila? I hope you're having a great weekend. There goes Susie just cruising by. Um, but I never, ever in a million years would have thought that I'd be doing this after experiencing something like that. And now I absolutely love this stuff. I'm just watching Susie here. She's trying to make this big jump. And let's see. She made it, then the chair spun and she almost went flying off. But I absolutely love it. And the best part is it's what you get out of it, what you put into it. And that's all. So now I've got an opportunity to do just that. Look at that. We got part of our shenanigators. We got one half of the shenanigators. Amber, how are you? I hope you're having a good day. I know that yesterday I need y'all tonight. Uh-oh. Well, you know what, Amber? Here I am. But I'm sorry to tell you, you're stuck with just me. You just missed Susie the Wonder Dog. She just jumped off the camera here. She walked right across. Now she's got her own chair. Jacqueline, I don't know, I haven't seen her on here yet, but hopefully she'll pop on. But there's no OG. She's at home, probably sleeping by now, but you're stuck with just me, Amber. But I'll do my best to help you any way I can. That's right, Sheila. We've got the birthday weekend. We got the birthday month for Sheila. Let's give her the whole birthday month. So from all of us at My Fight Our War, Sheila, happy, happy, happy 72nd birthday. And it says Heidi is joining. Well, Heidi, welcome. Love you guys. Was just talking to her on the phone. I tell you, we have the most amazing family. We really do. I've talked to some people who are part of other platforms, and they're awesome. They really enjoy it. But I've talked to a few that said that it's not the same interaction as here, and I love hearing that. I've been pushing that since day one for all of us just to treat it as a family. From day one, that's all I've ever wanted, for us to be able to share anything and everything whenever you want. I never wanted this. From day one, I've said, this is not about me. This is not an I and a me situation here. This has always been us and we. And, I love it when I'll sit here and I look up and I see the names popping up. And then I see the conversation between us. It's just like, for me, it feels like just sitting outside by a bonfire, just sitting by that bonfire, just hearing that fire crackling away and looking up at the stars and just surrounded by all of your family and friends, just everyone, just talking, just having fun. That's what, the vibe I wanted to have for all of us here, because God knows we have all had some pretty shitty times happen in our lives. And the last thing that we need is to be talked down to, made fun of, criticized in any way. And you'll never get that here. Never, never, never. And Sheila, we appreciate you, and we appreciate every single person that's here. And that's because I tell you what, in the last 2 years, I'm not going to lie, there's been a few issues that have had to be taken care of. We've had a few people who, quite they weren't who they said claimed to be, and then there was a few issues with other platforms that again weren't what they claimed to be either, as far as what they said that they were doing for people in recovery, and how it just turned into a big me fest. Take care of me, as far as the host and as far as the show, instead of focusing on all of you. And I would never let that happen, ever. Oh, let's see. Amber, you know that. There's the one thing I would never do, though, is one thing that really, really freaking bothers me is when I see issues come up. If you want to come on here and you've got a podcast and you got a show and you want to come up and start whining and bitching and complaining, hey, it's your show. Do what you want. If you have something to gripe about, by all means, gripe away. But I promise you this. You will never, and I mean never, ever hear me disrespect a person's, like another show, another host of a show, their platform, their members. I will, their names will never be come out of this mouth on live or recording or anything like that. That is the most pansy ass thing I've ever seen. People do when they want to talk about people by using, a monitor or a keyboard. And first of all, if you're here promoting, we're all about love and support and motivation and all this, and next thing you know, you are just totally slamming another person's recovery platform or another host. I mean, just saying totally disrespectful shit about them. No, that's, like I said, I've had a few issues that, and I've taken care of them, and no one's even known about it because I take care of it off the air. I take care of it behind the scenes. I'm not going to sit here and say, don't ever, this show, this host, these people, they know who they are. And I made damn sure they know who they are, because I'm not going to hide behind a keyboard. I'm not going to sit there and hide behind a monitor. I'm very easy to find. I've had many times where, I've had people hit me up, trying to involve me in their fights. They'll call me, or they'll message me, and they'll say, hey, listen, just so you know, this person here that I saw on your show, or that you were talking nice about, they're a piece of shit. They're this and they're like, you don't know them the way I know you, or the way that you know them. To which I follow up, I don't know you. Here you are texting me, messaging me, telling me that this individual's all these terrible things, and I need to trust you, a person who I've never met. But your face and your platform's plastered all over the place. If you want to say these things about someone, why are you messaging me to jump on your bandwagon on Messenger? What I've done many times is I have addressed it to these individuals live on here. And I said, listen, I knew they were watching. And I said, you are all welcome. In fact, I reached out to them and sent them the links. You're welcome to come on right now. Let's talk about it. Instead of you guys talking about me or trying to involve stuff, let's go live here right now and talk about it. That drives me nuts when, people are going to just run their mouths about someone when they're not around. So-and-so's a piece of shit. They're this, they're that, and everything in between. They're not here to defend themselves. So my fight or war, that'll never happen. Never, ever happen. Amber, you know that. We won't let that happen. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. Sheila, love you, honey. I know you've been going through a lot. And, when it comes to Messenger, when it comes to, and that's another thing too. It's almost like uh, that confidentiality thing. What anyone tells me, it stays here. I have been in so many situations where someone will tell me something in confidence. I love this too. It's like, hey man, you got to tell you something, man. But please, you cannot tell anybody. All right, well, if it's something that bad, don't tell me then. Well, no, I want you to know for whatever reason. Okay. Person will tell me this thing. And I've actually had this happen. Literally the next day, we were the same person, myself, and a few other people, quite a few other people, were in the same location at the same event. I'm sitting there. And again, this person was adamant. Do not tell anybody, please. You got my word. I'm sitting there about an hour after the event started. We're all mingling around, and I had three people come up to me. They were all buds, and they're like, "Yeah, man, this is pretty wild, huh?" I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "What's going on? What's going on?" Well, with so repeating what I was told last night, and I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And they all got pissed at me because they're like, "Oh, come on. This person, he told us that he told you last night." This person's up and down. Don't tell him. Went and told all these other people. It is just back and forth soap opera. I'm like, please. But again, Sheila, Amber, and whoever else is out here, that's why Myrtle Turtles, what's up? That's why I love this family, is because you don't see that shit here. And yes, every now and then we get the haters who will pop on here and try to do their thing. And even when they do that and the posts, I just kind of just let it slide. I'm not going to disrespect someone. I'll wait till afterwards and then block them or find out exactly what's going on. But I'm not going to disrespect anyone that way. We don't need that. We've had so much anger and disappointment and disrespect, and that's just ourselves upon ourselves that we've done to ourselves over the years. Why would we want to go to a platform or a family where people are just constantly talking about each other? Yeah. And again, I mean, Amber, Jacqueline, you got Heidi, the shenanigans. Shenanigate. Yeah, I love that. We had shenanigate going on last night with Amber and Jacqueline and Heidi. We literally talked for an hour. I think it was like an hour, 37 minutes. And there were people from beginning to end that hung out and just bullshitted and talked and just chatted. And I mean, Amber, I hope you had a good time. Patty, how you doing, Patty? Let's see. You know what? I have not even. The shenanigator, Jacqueline's here. There she is. Hi, family in the house. Hope everyone's day was amazing. It is. Hey, Jacqueline, and fellow shenanigators, just so everyone knows, this woman right here, it's her birthday. Sheila is, well, let's see. Oh, no, you put your age. I almost said it, but I didn't want to say anything. You know how some people get. So today, family, let's wish Sheila a very happy birthday. As you guys all know, we have our ups and downs in life, and we get that sucker punch when things, we think you can't get any worse, and they do. Well, we've all gone through that. Sheila's no different, man. Sheila's gone through a lot of trying moments, and you know what? Here she is, standing tall. That's Sheila. So Sheila, happy birthday, man. And yeah, you guys are freaking awesome. Myrtle Turtles. Turtles. Was that an R? G-U-R? Man, I've been buzzing right through here. Jacqueline, let's see, this is still April, right? June, Jacqueline, you're going to have to deal with this in person. We are going to have a ride. I'm so looking forward to seeing you guys. What else did I miss? Yes, it made my night. I'm glad, Amber, and that's what we do here. That's what we do here. Um, it's a safe place. I feel like that. Thank you, Sheila. And you know why, Sheila? Because it's people like you that make it that way for all of us. That's the thing. It's not a one person. Hey, I'm Marla Mayhem. Gotta love Marla Mayhem. Got to love Marla Mayhem. And Myrtle, love you back, Marla Mayhem. Patty, good evening to you, Patty. Um, let's see. Damn, I tell you what, I don't know if you guys saw, I posted a picture today. For those of you who know me, have been following me, you know that I lost my dad, years ago back in 2019. And he's very close here at Resurrection Cemetery, which is very close to where I live. And with me being off work because of my shoulder and my back injuries, I make it a point to go and talk to my dad every day. And yes, I could sit right here in the studio and talk to him. But I go to his gravesite and I sit and I talk to my dad. And I ask his advice. I ask for his forgiveness. I ask. And that's just my dad. Even up there, he's still talking to his son. And they also have the stations across there, which I love doing every day. Some people do them just on Good Friday, and that's what they're there for. And but I do them every day. And I have turned into the animal whisperer. There's something about these critters, man. We get along good. And my two little buddies, actually, there was 5 of them, but these squirrels, certain times plus when they're around people, they're so used to being fed, they kind of like walk up and knock on your door. Hey, come on, get out of the car, get out of the truck. But I took a picture today and I posted it. The one, I swear to God, this little sucker, I'll be doing the Stations of the Cross. And then I went to take a step and I heard a noise. I looked down, and the one picture I took where he's looking up at me, I heard something, I felt, so I looked down, and his paw, this little front paw, he had it resting on the front of my shoe. He was just looking up at me. It was the cutest thing, man. So I found out I was feeding them circus peanuts in the shell. I was throwing them to all the guys, all the squirrels. And I saw that they love sunflower seeds better. Yes, I did. I went and bought packages of sunflower seeds for my little friends. And so it was so cool. So that's what I did today. I went from all these bar fights to hang out strip joints and all this wild, crazy shit. I went and fed my little buddy squirrels while I was doing Stations of the Cross. And you know what? I loved it. Absolutely loved it. But I wonder. Okay, since the shenanigans are here, the shenanigators, I need you guys to keep me updated here and on the conversations and what's going on, what I'm missing, because I get so caught up in, just hearing myself yap away. What do we got going on here? I see a name. Here we go. Amber. Well, she lives in Michigan, but over an hour from Manny Vitale, but I don't drive. Oh, okay. Right. I can't remember where you said, because I know that we were going to do something one time. You had something going on, Amber, and damn, I can't remember what it was, but we were talking about your driving situation, and that's fine. I hope you had an amazing day, family. That's coming from one of the shenanigators, Jacqueline. Heidi. Talk about an original. Heidi is definitely an original. My Fight, Our War family member who has helped so many freaking people. And from day one, and she has not slowed down. Heidi, thank you so much. Brandon Hughes is in the house, my man. I really hope you guys got a chance to see that live with Brandon. Um, if not, it's still there. You can check it out. But it was, and not only that, but we got very fortunate. And towards the end of the show, Christy, his wife Christy, came on, and then she's actually going to be a guest as well. So an amazing story, amazing family, great kids, little Justice and Maya, and even Bella the dog, huh? How's that, Brandon? See that? Hey, when you got a beautiful looking family like that, it's hard to forget it. Um, oh, that's right. You know what, Sheila? I forgot that because we've got people from all over the United States, all over the world, and I keep forgetting. We fly in every time we go to New York and Connecticut. We fly into our little family at White Plain, New York, at the Four Gate Airport. So that's where we fly in, Sheila. And then we take our drive to Ridgefield, Connecticut. And we're going to be there in just a few weeks to do some more shows. Let's see. Bless your heart. Now, okay. All right. So last time, or not the last time, I heard that from my sister Lori in Athens, Alabama. We were talking one time, and I was just acting a fool as always. And out of nowhere, between the y'all and fixin' and Hattie and all this stuff, she just started laughing and she goes, "Oh, Manny, bless your heart." And I was just like, "Oh, man," she said, "Bless my heart." And then other people chimed in and said, "Man, you just got shined, man. That's not a compliment. That's not that's like being punked." Like, oh, okay. So, Ms. Myrtle, are you from down south? But I just love that. Bless your heart. Wish you were closer. Okay, well, I know Jacqueline's not talking to me. She's talking to the shenanigator, Amber. Um, and again, to our birthday girl, Sheila, happy, happy, happy birthday. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you know what? We are going to get a bunch of pictures for that a getaway in Athens, Alabama, for Lori and the Addiction Eviction rally. Um, I tell you what, Lori is such a sweetheart, man. She really is. She puts so much of herself, and we all do. I'm not taking anything away from anyone else. Lori is just such a beautiful person, inside and out, and just like all of us here, just gives of ourselves. If it's like, okay, we could do this and take care of ourselves and everything's fine, and other people will be fine as well. No, man, we like to give that little extra. And for me, and I don't know, I can only speak for myself. In my past, I tell you what, the only person I cared about was me. I didn't give a shit about anybody or anything I said, did. The only thing that matters was me being the biggest ass I could be, getting as shit faced as I could. Didn't matter who I hurt, how I hurt them. That it didn't matter. And for those of us who have been blessed to be now in recovery, that feeling, that high that was temporary, that we all had, by the way, that temporary high, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, it was intense. It was fun, man. It was, sometimes this euphoric. That is nothing compared to the high that we get now when in our frame of mind that we are in recovery, and we do something that makes a difference in someone else's life, whether it's something we do, something we say, and especially if you're in person or if you see them on a monitor and you do something and you see that their eye, that twinkle in their eye, where something that you said or did made such a positive change in that person's life. That is the best high that I've ever had. And I've been very blessed to have had that high a few times doing what I'm doing here. So under 7 weeks away. That's right, Jacqueline. 7 weeks. Can you believe it? Jacqueline, we went from being complete strangers, you're not even knowing who I was, nothing about me, nothing about my fight our war, to hearing about us through however you heard about us, to checking us out and becoming a family member, to becoming an original shenanigate. I love that, shenanigators. And I will also not forget toilet talk or commode mode. That's right, man. We might be talking poop again. Just when you thought I was getting all serious and sentimental, no. In fact, since we're talking poop, I had to, after the gym and breakfast, I have about 25-minute ride or so to the Father Solanus Center in Detroit, where I go and I pray right at the tomb of Father Solanus and just meet with some of the priests and just talk. Well, after the gym and after breakfast, let's just say I had to go drop the kids off at the pool. And so I'm just driving. I was talking to OG and I go, oh man, I forgot to go. So I'm on the road right now. I got to get to Father Solanus quick. And so to be funny, she texts me and she goes, did you get there yet? Did you go to the bathroom? Did you go take your crap? And I said, as a matter of fact, I did. And since I'm in this very, religious place, I guess we could call that a holy shit. Just saying. I know right now you're like, really? We're watching this guy? Really? Yes, you are. And someone laughed. I know someone did. Nice to meet you. My name is Maria. That's my nickname. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? Not Maria, Marla. I apologize. Marla Mayhem. I just love the mayhem part, Marla. And Marla, welcome to this amazing family. And thank you for being part of it. Let's just put everything out there. Oh, see, now, right now, someone missed it. She teed it up. Heidi teed it up for someone to say, I guess you're just full of shit then. Oh, I love you guys. I swear to God, I do. Oh, Amber, I didn't know you had kids that young to take to the pool. You know what's funny about this? Amber and whoever else, next time OG's here, I remember we were at the gym and talking to some of our fellow gym rats, and I said, "Oh, okay, I'll be right back." I go, "I'm going to take." I go, "Up, yeah." I go, "I'll be right back. I got to go drop the kids off at the pool," and everyone kind of laughed, and except for OG. There she is, serious as a heart attack. She's like, "What kids? What pool? They don't have a pool here." To which we all went, "No." So I tell you what, OG is the brains of the situation, and she's the admin, and she's the smart one and all. But I tell you what, there's some things that oh my God, it's so much fun. And she has a great time messing with it too. So next time that she's on here, someone's got to just bring up just dropping the kids off at the pool, because OG now knows what that means. Marla, this is Amber, one of the shenanigans, along with Jacqueline, and of course Heidi and the rest of the crew. Now they've kind of they made their own, it's almost like their own damn union. They are the shenanigators, because we were having a good old time yesterday. Then things started to get a little bit serious, which happens with My Fight Our War. We'll be sitting here talking about serious stuff with addiction. Next thing you know, we're talking about poop pills and constipation. Welcome to My Fight, Our War. Welcome to Music and Mayhem and Messing with Manny Vitale, all rolled into one big shitball. Excuse me if you guys heard that burp. OG's here. She popped on. She can't be on. It's 11:18. Leroy Ebron in the house. Leroy Ebron, Hog Talk. Heck yeah, that's right. I forgot about. You know what, Brandon? Me and you and whoever else likes to ride, or whoever else likes bikes, or wants to, anyone who wants to talk. We will convert garage talk, hog talk. We will be chit chatting when I get off the bike and I'm in that garage. I tell you what, I'll just whoever with me. I've already said many times. There's when I go on, I don't know when I'm going to do these lives. I had no intentions of coming on tonight. Like I said, I got to church. The candlelight vigil started at 8:00. Excuse me. The mass ended at 10 to 10. I got home. I was just gonna one big shitball. Like that, did you, Marla? Um, that's what you're gonna get with all of us here in this family. You're gonna get a lot of love, laughter, sarcasm, all wrapped up in one little shitball. And my man here, Leroy Ebron, I tell you what, check him out. He is my brother from another mother out in Connecticut. He's in New York, and we use the same studio. And I had the pleasure of having Leroy on our show here, and I was a guest on his. And we're going to be doing a lot more work together. Please check out Leroy. Go to YouTube. First, you go to his page, Leroy Ebron. You can go to YouTube, check out all of his incredible stories. All those years as a corrections officer at Rikers Island. The stories are endless. And we had a pretty good time swapping stories when I was on his show. But go to YouTube, and it's Leroy Ebron's house. Leroy Ebron's house. Why they did it like that, he doesn't know, and I don't know. But check him out, man. He is one amazing dude, man. I love him to death. Him and his wife, Carol, are great people. And the one cool thing about what we're doing is every now and then we get these opportunities that pop up out of the blue. And you just never know what may happen. And there's some things that are going on with my man Leroy, and he's got my full 100% support. And if there's anything I could do, man, you know, Leroy, that I would love to be part of anything you got going on if I could help in any way. I love you, brother. All right, what else we got going on? A shit ton of shenanigans is where to go. Man, it moved. Where'd it go? Right there. Shit ton of shenanigans is what we often got going on. Yes, we do. Brandon, we just had our 8th annual. What is that? Easter egg hunt today, and had a good turnout. And you know what? I assume you had the full bunny outfit, the big old head with the ears and all. Since we're sitting here just telling stories, whatever, I had a good buddy of mine, Bikers Against Teen Addiction and Abuse. Love it. Thank you, man. I'm sorry, but when you just said you were the Easter Bunny, a good friend of mine was a DJ on a very popular radio station here in Detroit. And whoever are Detroit people here, back in the day, back in the 80s, WHYT was I think it was 96.3 back in the day. And the DJs, the main ones were Michael J. Fox and Sonny Joe Harris. Michael J. Fox, and it's not that one, his real name is Michael Struhler, was engaged to my cousin. and through marriage thing like that. But he was engaged to her, and so I got to know him, and then he introduced me to Sonny Joe, who was one of the crazy ass DJs as well. And we used to party like rock stars, man. Oh, the shit we did. But I think it was Denby had an Easter egg drop, and they had the radio station there. So he invites me to go with the station. So I do. And there's a catch. They don't have one. They've got two Easter bunnies that are going to be out there dancing and jamming and having fun. Yes, me and Sonny Joe were the Easter bunnies. And, for those of you who know the Detroit metro area, the Denby, we were pretty much the only white guys there. And it was so funny because no one knew because we were in our full ass bunny outfits. We come out and yeah, chances are we were both hammered, but we're out there and the music starts and there's me and Sonny Joe. We're getting down. We're the bunny men. We're hopping. We're dancing. We're jamming. So we thought these kids, they must have been, I don't know, 8, 9 years old. They're just staring at us. And, we're trying to be funny and hop around dancing. And this kid looks up and goes, boy, you can tell there's two white boys dancing in that outfit. The life and times of Manny the Bunny Man. Yes, I'm definitely going to need you. All right. Well, okay. I'm going to put this up there for the world to see. Everybody can see this now. It's official. Me and Leroy Ebron are going to be doing something. I don't know what yet, but if Leroy needs help, he's got my undivided attention and my help, man. I love you, brother, and I'm very proud of you. I would have loved to see that. Well, you know what? Tomorrow's Easter, and weirder things have happened. So, Marla, you just never know. You keep watching us and hanging out with this family, and you never know what you might see when I go live because I never know what's going to happen. Yep. Yep. Very well said. What else we got here? Great. He's the one. Where else we at? Yes, I'm definitely going to need you up. That's for Leroy. I watch him all the time. He's the bomb. Heidi, are you talking about Leroy? Or because I'm not sure if he was up here or not yet. I'm just looking to see what I missed. A shit ton of shenanigans. Okay, I'm going to make a half a cup of coffee, but you make my night. I needed this. Thank you. Well, Sheila, again, happy birthday to you, man. And I know, like I said, we've chatted a little bit about some things, and you're definitely one amazing person who you put up with a lot of stuff, and you're not just living, you're thriving, and it's one step at a time, and things, a lot of people cannot do what you're doing. So we are all very, very proud of you and love you very much, especially not only on your birthday, but every day. So happy birthday month to Sheila. Okay, we're back to the shitball. Leroy, yep, hog talk. Okay, all right. I think we're pretty much caught up. When OG not on Manny just throws down. I swear, Heidi, there's times where sometimes I'm just doing by whatever I'm doing. I'll look over and she's doing her thing, answering comments or just talking to you guys as well. And she's not even looking at me. All I see is her just going like this, just shaking her head. And then depending on who the guest is, just like with Skylar, that first time when Skylar Ray was on, never met him before, never talked to him before until the day of the show, and we just hit it off. And just one of those things where I just I just like to be me. For the longest time, being me was no fun. Being me, was looking back at the things I did. Um, it's just almost not wanting to actually say yes. That's are you Manny? This is back in the day. I didn't even want to say yes because of the embarrassment and all that stuff. But now, to this situation at this part of my life, hell yeah, man, it feels good to be me. It feels good to be part of this amazing family, and that's that, man. And it's just it's such a blessing to be able to come in here, push just all these little buttons that I still have no idea what they do, but I know in order to push them. So I just do that, and then within minutes, I've got the most amazing, wonderful people here, just chatting away, and just like Marla right here. And you know what? One day, Marla, you know what? One day, we're all. Another thing that's so cool about our family. I had no idea what I was doing when I started my 5-hour war. Not, in fact, this is there's so much bullshit that goes on with other issues and individuals that I just don't get it. Why? When I talk about things, I remember when someone asked me how my 5-hour war came about with the name. Big guy right there, got above, man. And I am not kidding when I said it. January the 8th, 2023, I was sitting in my living room. And for the first time in my life, I felt a purpose. And I stood up and I walked into the kitchen. And there was paper and pen on the table. And I'm just sitting there. And I made a decision I was going to start a support family on social media, which I know nothing about. Social media, IT, nothing. So as I'm sitting there, I was like, I need a name. I can't just say, I'm Manny, all you addicts and drunks, follow me. But who knows? It could have worked. But so I'm sitting there, I go, I need a name. And this guy's my witness. Picked up my pen, and I'm like, what? And all of a sudden, I put my pen down, and I wrote, "That's my fight, our war." And yes, that is a wolf in the middle. Shows you how bad my drawing is. But one thing, too, I want you to see about this is the way I wrote it on this arc. My fight, our war. Like, instead of just writing like in a sentence or like a top and bottom, just above and below each other. I don't know why I wrote my fight, our war, and I had no idea why I wrote it like that. And I'm looking at it, and I was like, my fight, our war. And I swear to God, this was the most beautiful feeling I've experienced in my life. Next to the next day when I was at Father Solana Center, and I looked up and I was staring at the cross, and like a beam of light was coming in through the stained glass window, and it was whatever happened to me that day was the most beautiful experience of my life. But the day before is when I had to come up with a name, and not only did I come up with my fight, our war, I was just, what does it mean? And I've explained this before. My fight. Let's say if yours is alcohol, okay, your fight. Someone else's heroin, meth, crank, whatever. Okay, my fight. That's your individual fight. Our war is addiction. How fitting. My fight, our war. So I was like, you're good. So if that's not good enough, and this is all under less than 10 minutes. I wrote, join our pack, you'll never be alone. And then I was like, why? It was the most unbelievable experience. I've always loved wolves. That's why I've got my boy there behind me. I've always loved the wolf pack mentality. I have a huge wolf head tattooed right in the middle of my back, just a wolf head just staring. And that wolf has had my back for the last 30 years. And little did I know there would be a logo for our amazing family. But like I said, the way I wrote this and that just how things happen and the blessings that come. And the thing for me is I had to believe. I had to let go and I had to believe. Uh, I was born and raised Catholic. I would definitely not a Bible thumper. I could tell you that there's a top and a bottom cover. There's pages. I couldn't tell you different, Psalms and Paul or pages and, different passages. I don't, but my faith is as strong as ever. I love being in church. I love, I pray constantly. And part of that is you can't just say the words and again, I'm just speaking for myself. I will never push my religion or anything on anyone else. But at the same time, I am so blessed with everything I've been given. I will talk about it all day just for what it's given me. And that's the love and the security and the strength and the forgiveness for myself first and foremost, and then for what I've done. But it is just the most beautiful feeling. But if you can't just talk the talk, if you've got faith, you have to believe it to the point where you do shit that you don't, the outcome could be terrible. You don't know. But if your faith is that strong, let go, let God. Well, I talked a good game in the past, but as I started to believe and follow, listen, look, listen, hear, I say that all the time. Every morning, I say my prayers every morning, every night, and all throughout the day. I just, every day, I just pray to God, please just teach me. I always say, open my eyes to the things that I need to see, that what you want me to see, let me see them. Open my ears so I could hear what you're telling me. Open my heart, mind, and soul to take them all in and never let it go. That's what every day, all day, I do that. I just saw something with Amber. I wish I had some sort of religious experience when I was growing up. There was none in my house. Well, you know what, Amber? Be the first. You can do it. Whatever. I mean, the world is ours. The world is ours. We have been blessed. We're here. We can make the changes. You know what? And first and foremost, it comes with ourselves. And then the trickle effect is beautiful. Um, you know, I will never be one of those people, and no one on my fight or war will either, to take your, again, whatever your religion is, I will never sit there and say, I'm born and raised Catholic, but you'll never hear me say, you need to be Catholic or else you're not going to heaven. You need to do this or you're not going to be sober. No, never. I will share, what the blessings I've been given just so, why wouldn't I want to share positive feedback and positive things and happy things in my life? But whatever it is that helps us as individuals, that's the main thing. So, whatever your faith is, and for those of you who heard that one time, what was her name's Tony. She's from down south, Cantrell, I think. She was on, and I was on a roll. And I was in the middle of one of my little rants, and we were talking about faith, and we were talking about strength and courage to follow your faith. And I was like, listen, man, I'm not going to sit there and tell you what to believe in, how to believe, what religion, nothing like that. I go, all I'm saying is if you don't have faith in whatever God it is, you're in for a rough ride. And I said, so please pray to your God, have faith in your God, and trust that you can do whatever's thrown at you. And I just, out of nowhere, I said, I don't care if your faith is praying to a dead possum's asshole. If that's your faith, then you pray to that dead possum's asshole every moment you can. And I didn't even blink. I just let it roll, man. If that's your faith, you do it. All of a sudden I look and there's a post from Tony. And I read it and I could just hear her southern drawl as she was saying, Manny, I heard what you said about that possum. And she goes, I'm fixing to go get me a dead possum and start me a cult and start praying to a dead possum's ass. She goes, I'm fixing to start a cult. So, Marla, aren't you happy that you are watching our lovely family? Welcome to My Fight, Our War. Welcome to Music and Mayhem and Messin with Manny Vitale. I thought I saw that. I did. I just wanted to make sure. There's my Nicole. That's a very, you know what? I did those first few words. Knowing God is a very personal journey. I don't think you could put it any more powerful than that. Religion is a way of life. Both require discipline. Both can be a blessing. Man, Nicole, I thank you for posting that. That's beautiful, man. But the first part is extremely important. It's very personal, a very personal journey. Personal being, I don't care. I mean, you get some people that try to, you do it. I actually had a person tell me that I was going to hell because I was Catholic. I'm not going to get into it by what religion they were, or I don't even know if they still, whatever. But yeah, I was told to my face that you're going to go to hell because you're not the right religion. So I said, well, you know what? I've lived that hell for about the last 45 years. So been there, done it. So that's it. What have I been missing here while I've been yapping away talking about poop and all that good stuff? Amber, why not? Have you ever tried? I haven't. But you know what? The weekend's not over. And I saw where to go right here. I started with having strong faith. Yep. And I tell you what, the people who have helped me the most are the ones who pushed the least, the ones who weren't shoving the Bible in my face, the ones who were not forcing scripture down my throat, the ones who were not, cornering me, telling me, I have to do this, I need to do that, don't do this and don't do that. No, some of the best were actually for those of you who know, Father Jim was a priest I've known for almost 30 years at Our Lady of Hope. Used to be St. Germain's in St. Clair Shores. Me and him would meet at least once a month for lunch. We both celebrate our birthdays. Both our birthdays were Devil's Night. Here's me. It's like very fitting, along with Father Jim. And most wonderful, kind man. He saw me through some very evil times in my life, to say the least. And that man, I tell you what, he was the least as far as coming at me with just intense, you need this, you have to do that. For me and Father Jim, it was a nice sit down conversation, and it opened my eyes so much, man. So please, just if I could give any advice, man, don't force shit on people. And I know a lot of it is with the best of intentions. You care about people, you love them, you don't want to see them go down that bad road again, you don't want to see them get hurt. But please remember, our words are powerful, and our same words that could help somebody, those same words could really screw somebody up. So please be careful. Okay, well, 2019, St. Clair Shores. That's where I used to live. I grew up in Detroit when I was a little guy, and then we moved to St. Clair Shores. And so you were right in my backyard there, Marla. Yes, definitely, Amber. Check out Leroy Ebron's house on YouTube. You can see our episode when we were going back and forth between some of our experiences, and our producer that we have, Mr. Matt Cronin, decided to join us, and he was in there as well. So check it out. And yep, and you could find him. And don't forget about us. You could please, that's another thing, you guys. Um, you know that I never ask for anything, as far as any type of financial anything. But the only thing that would really, really help us, guys, is if you could please go to YouTube and to My Fight Our War and subscribe to My Fight Our War. We are about 300 people shy of where we need to be, and we've just been stuck. We have not, been able to get any more people to subscribe. We had some issues with some things in New York at our studio and some guests, so that created a bit of an issue. But if you could please, 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 if you could just spread the word to anybody and everybody to go to YouTube, to My Fight Our War, and subscribe, like, share. And then while you're at that clicking mode with that mouse or on your phone, if you could pop over to TikTok, to My Fight Our War, to TikTok and follow us there, it would help us out tremendously. Because the one thing that I remember hearing quite a bit when I first started doing this is people that had shows saying, "Oh man, we need help financially," and I was like, "What do you freaking need? What do you got your cameras, you got your studio. What more do you need?" I mean, well, that shows you how green I was at this. When you get to the level that they were at, they were being asked to go to these events and be guest speakers. Well, not all these events are an hour away from your home. In some of these events, you've got to fly out of state, and that costs money. You got to get car rental. You got to get a place to stay. You got to eat. So, the thing is, I knew nothing about that because absolutely nobody wanted me to go anywhere and speak. Well, I'm very happy to say that over the past 6, 7, 8 months or so, we've been doing something right over here because I have been very, very blessed to have been asked to come to a few events as a guest speaker. And a few of them one was going to be in New Milford, Connecticut. Another one is going to be in Athens, Alabama. Another one's going to be in Vancouver, Washington. Another one's going to be in Dallas, Texas. So that is such a freaking honor to think that that would happen. I never, ever thought that I would get a call saying, "We would like you to be a guest speaker at our event in Texas." It'd be like, so then all of a sudden it's like, oh, airfare. Okay. So, but the reason I was asking about, to please check us out and to subscribe on YouTube and follow is once we get to a certain number, which I have no idea what it is, I'm sure Leroy does, we can start to get monetized, and it doesn't cost you guys a penny. It's just pushing a button. So, yeah. Oh, that's Heidi. I watch Leroy's TikToks all the time. Well, I tell you what, man, because they're funny as hell. So please show my brother Leroy Ebron some loving. But while you're at it, man, don't forget us at My Fight Our War. We definitely need it too. Uh, what else we got going on here? Heidi Sullivan. It's near Lansing. Okay. Brandon, let's get a welcome to my beautiful wife, Christy. Christy. So she must be watching us too. Christy, if you're watching it, this might be, I'm not sure how long ago that was on there. Oh, wait a minute. 11:46. Well, beautiful wife, Christy, how you doing? And I can't wait to have you on the show. Look at this. Me and Leroy think alike. Let's see what else we got here. Christy, looking forward to having you on the show as well. Christy is Brandon's wife, and her story is absolutely amazing, just as is Brandon's. What else we got? Heidi's never, well, you heard of it now. That's for damn sure. Amber, Heidi Sullivan, Eaton Rapids, a small town of 5,000 people. Let's give a shout out to Eaton Rapids. What else? Conviction is a great growing tool. Yes, it is. Nicole, man, look at you, Nicole, coming up with all this, man. Sporting that new hairdo, looking as gorgeous as ever. Having faith is beautiful. Making that small voice that brings you wisdom and comfort louder is a great start. Man, I tell you what, it is. And the thing I was telling you guys about, for me, was the first night when I made that sign, when I made that logo. My Fight Our War. That night, I had this feeling. I mean, you'll hear different people tell these stories, and I'm that guy. I heard these stories like, oh, bullshit. This is the story you tell after you became famous. This is a story you tell after you're on these shows giving interviews because it goes good. It's good show material, right? I was that guy, man. I'm not gonna lie, because how can you explain something that beautiful and powerful unless it happens to you? So up until then, they were just words. That night when that happened to me, all of a sudden it clicked when I'd hear people say, I was literally pulled out of my seat. That happened to me in my living room. I sat down in my kitchen and formed My Fight Our War in under 10 minutes. The tagline, the title, the name of our family, along with the logo, everything in under 10 minutes. The following day at Father Solanus Casey Center, they've got 4 kneelers around Father Solanus at the tomb where you can kneel and pray. Facing the wall, there's a big cross with Jesus on the cross right there. I've seen that for years and years and years and never really paid attention to it. That next day I did. It's because I was on my knees and I'm praying and I'm thinking about that piece of paper and My Fight Our War, what I was about to embark on. And as I started praying, all of a sudden I felt like this heat on like the back of my neck. And it was like warm sensation, like if the sun's beaming through the window. And I remember this intense feeling. It was like it hit me like in the chest, and it just was down, just filling like my chest cavity. It was the strangest feeling and the most wonderful, beautiful feeling at the same time. And I remember I just kept praying. And now I started praying out loud and I had my eyes closed. And all of a sudden I started crying and I'm praying and I'm still going at it, man. I am praying and I'm crying. I'm getting louder and I didn't care if anyone was around. And all of a sudden I leaned back and I opened my eyes and there's this huge cross that's been there forever. But it was like me seeing it for the first time. I'm looking up at this cross and I swear he was just looking right at me. And I just lost it. I finished my prayer, walked over there, made the sign of the cross, and I put my hand on his feet and I prayed for forgiveness and I prayed for strength to be his servant, to do his will, and to give me the strength to take on anything that I'm about to take on, starting this amazing family. And here I sit, and the rest is history. So Nicole, thank you, man. Thank you for your beautiful words. Thank all you guys, man. Thank you so much. Christy, hope to see you soon, man. Christy, where's Christy? I miss him. Oh, Christy. I'm sorry because Heidi spelled it with a C. You are talking about Brandon's wife, right? Do you guys know that? Yep, Nicole. Just like that. Just like that. It was beautiful. absolutely beautiful. Um, Got to be talking about Brandon's wife. But I was going to say, guys, do you know that we've been chit chatting for an hour and 15 minutes? Hour and 15 minutes. Uh-oh, what do we got? You got it. I know it well. Say, my brother had his, you talking about now, it's Blossom Heath right there in Jefferson and between 9 and 10 Mile. And we had uh, the Festival of Lights around Christmas. They have the front all lit up, and then in the back, they have, it's just absolutely gorgeous, Amber. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But it was oh well, I didn't read the rest of it. My brother had his reception there, but it was a shit show and event. Her grandpa had a heart attack. Her mom went home at 8 because she was so trashed, and my mom had to help my former sister-in-law out of her wedding dress because she was too drunk. Shockingly, they're divorced. Well, sounds like a lot of parties and weddings that I've been at. See, the thing is with me is I never made that mistake, man. As far as making that final walk, I've been engaged 3 times. 3 times I said, "Will you?" Never did I make it to the point where I said, "I do." So I'm really good at getting engaged, but this whole marriage thing, it's for married people, from what I hear. So yeah, that's my wedding engagement, story. Engaged 3 times. What do they say? Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Me, always an engaged dude, never a married one. But all right, folks. I'm sorry to lose my voice again. Um, Married people. See, Nicole? Married people. Nicole, Amber, Heidi, Marla, um, Brandon, Leroy. Is it Marla? Um, I think, and whoever else is watching but uh, didn't have their names up here. Thank you guys for sharing your time with me tonight. Thank you for being part of this amazing family. Thank you for all of the kind words. Thank you for the support, the motivation. Thank you for taking over the show and with your conversation and all of that. Oh, Marla, me too, Wolves. I tell you, man. Well, I got when I have my tank top on, when I in the summertime, you'll see the wolf. Actually, thought I had it in my pictures. I'll have to send it. But it's so crazy because, like I said, I've always loved the wolf pack mentality. Just how the pack takes care of each other, and that's why this was meant to be with the wolf pack, with this family, with that being our logo, our tagline: "My fight, our war. Join our pack. You'll never be alone." I mean, you talk about meant to be, and picking the name, everything fell into place. Heidi, you are so right. And just real quick before I end this, as you guys know, I know nothing about all this shit. I'm learning as I go, literally every aspect about social media, IT, podcasts, videos, shows, events. I know zero. I'm learning as I go. But one thing, and Heidi nailed it. The name and logo can make you or break you. A buddy of mine, his good friend of his, is a big time marketer where people come to him with their product, their idea, their company, and they come to him to come up with names, taglines, logos for the company. And he said, you get you get this business, which is amazing business with a shitty name and a shitty logo and a shitty tagline. You're setting yourself up for disaster. Well, one day my buddy had on one of our hoodies and a hat. And it looks just like that. And his buddy saw the hoodie in the back with the My Fight Art War and all this stuff. And he saw his hat. He saw the black and the white and the red. He goes, "What's this?" He goes, a buddy of mine started a social media family for people dealing with addiction, mental health issues. He goes, "Man," he goes, "how long has it been around?" He goes, "He just started it." He goes, "What about the name? What about this and that?" And my buddy's like, it just came to him. He goes, "He's never done anything like this at all." Every aspect, the name, the color scheme, the logo, everything. He said, "Tell your buddy," he goes, "he hit a grand slam." He said, "First of all, when you look at something visually, it's supposed to, you can't stop looking at it. You got a big ass wolf staring at you. You look. The next, you got the wording. It's got to be something short, powerful that gets your attention. My fight, our war. Pretty intense. My fight, and then throw in, join our pack. You'll never be alone. It's your self-advertising right there, all in one. And then the color scheme, the black, the white, the silver. And so that felt pretty good because I've never had any praise like that for anything that I've done ever. And this is one thing I can honestly say is from sitting there with this one day to sitting in a studio with a logo that I designed and the name I came up with. It's the first time I've actually had something that I'm proud of. And of course, all of us is the result. That endeth the story. So again, thank you guys so much for being part of this. I love you guys. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything here. Yeah, actually, we have a store. We're having issues with it, but we do have one. I will put it up again. If you go to, let's see if I can do it right. If you go to My Fight Art War and you go to featured, let's see if I did it right. Tell you what, go to Facebook, go to our page, and then go to where it says you chats, and then it says featured. Go to featured, and it's going to come up just like that. Click on that, and this is what you're going to see. You're going to see hoodies. You're going to see T-shirts. You're going to see tank tops, coolers. I'm sorry. Well, you know what? You can see it a lot better when you do it from the page. Bottom line is go to our page, go to Facebook, go to My Fight Our War, and then go to the featured, hit that button, and it'll all pop up. Oh, okay. You know why, Amber? Because that's on me. Um, Again, I don't like pushing stuff, like asking for money. I don't. It makes me very uncomfortable. Um, with this stuff, you go to the store, and like I said, the only thing they don't have are hats, which I have to get with another vendor. That's why when it comes to anything, the only thing you'll hear me ask for is to go to YouTube and subscribe and TikTok to follow. That's just me. And as a business, which this has to be now more mindset towards a business, because by being blessed to go to these events, it's costing quite a bit of money to fly out to these things. But the thing is, it means a lot to me when I hear people, ask for me to be there. That's a very humbling experience. I mean, it bothers me. Perfect example is Brandon. Brandon Hughes has an event going on, and we're already flying out in a couple of weeks to Connecticut. June, we're flying out to New Athens, Alabama. August, I'm flying back to New York, and then we're flying to Washington. Uh, and that's expensive shit. But you know what? That's going to change because as this grows, we're hoping that we'll somehow get some sponsorships um, as well. So that way, they'll be paying our costs. So in time. But for me to sit there and ask, I can't do it. And I know that's the dumbest thing to do when you are trying to build something. But that's me, man. I love you guys. I know I've said that a few times already, and that's all right because I'm going to keep saying it over and over. Comment of the night. Leroy Ebron, comment of the night right there. Okay, I'm missing something. Oh, I should make a bobblehead. Hey, you know what? Why not? And you know what? Um, well, you guys check it out and see what you think. And all I can say is you guys are freaking amazing. And these little moments of silence right here that, are very, very few and far between. You guys know I never shut up, but it's because just seeing this makes me very happy. And Brandon, you know what? Really tried to make this happen, but not only does this shit, the prices are outrageous, but unfortunately, because of my surgeries, I don't. Good news. Good news is this Tuesday I'm going back to my surgeon. They don't know it yet, but I'm not walking out of that office until I have a return to letter work. So it's going to be a very interesting meeting with me and my doctor. So once that happens, things are going to be changing as well. So you guys have a great day. Have a great day. It's 12:05 a.m. here in Detroit, Michigan. You guys are freaking amazing. Oh, yeah, Leroy, I do know what a bobblehead is. Big old fat head bobblehead. All right, brother. Listen, Leroy, give me a call. Let me know what you got going on, man. If it's what I think you're talking about. In fact, either way, man, give me a call. Or we will touch base and see what's up. To everyone else, it's official. It's Sunday. I hope that each and every one of you, your family, your friends, all of you have a very happy, blessed Easter. Um, we're sober. We're with family. We're with loved ones. Doesn't get much better than that. So until next time, keep fighting a good fight. I love you guys.